How's it going, guys? Let's see here. I might have to put on my mic here. I forgot I had it hooked up. Getting life unloaded here. But hey, y'all. Peace. Just kidding. Uh, Hit that like or dislike. Leave a comment. I'm in Spokane, Washington. Getting a live unload. And my next pickup, I believe, is at someone's mom's house. Just kidding. I'm just messing. I can tell you right now Wenatchee, Washington. But other than that, man, it doesn't have to be picked up till tomorrow on the 6th. Kind of took my time coming in here. I got like a little kind of a story or kind of like a puzzle. I have my glasses on to hide the dark circles under my eyes. That a owner op driver gets scaled after picking up a load and drives 200 some odd miles to get a scale ticket, get a cat scale. That's puzzling to me because even a rookie would have some idea to find the nearest scale to get the, to know your weight. Because I tell you what, I could get you to someone that doesn't know about trucking or being, especially it's either over the road, local, or not really local, but regional or OTR. You gets a scale ticket like this at a cat scale, okay? And roll of thumb at one of these scale, you find it at most truck stops, not all, but most. But you'll find them at a Flying J, Pilot, Petro, or a TA. That's the most common truck stops. That's the big wigs. Usually one owner owns all of them. But if you're roughly, I could be wrong on my steers, but I always say that if it's under 12,000 on your steers, you're good. If you're 34,000 pounds on your drives and 34,000 pounds on your tandems of your drives, you're good. That means if that all equals pretty much your gross weight, and your gross weight can't be no more than 80,000 pounds. Some DOT weigh stations, if you're, say, your gross weight is 80,100, they might some might say, okay, yeah. But if you're all under that, but if your drives or your tandems say 34,001 pound or 134,100 pounds, they normally kind of like, whatever. But if they're a stickler, you got to be exact 34 or less on your drives and tandems. Guess what? It's on you as a driver, not your company, not the shipper or the receiver. It's on you because you needed to go find the nearest scale, cat scale, even if it's not the direction you're going. If you have to drive 40 miles the other way or 50, 60 miles the other way, I don't care if you're an owner op or a company driver. It, you get a ticket for being overweight, that's money out of your pocket. Regardless if you have to drive 50, 60, 70 miles out of your way to get, I'd rather do that than get a ticket and points off my CDL. Okay? It's very important, especially for the upcoming drivers that haven't been in this business for a month. They barely got out of school. Barely, they can barely even shift if they're driving a manual. This is important. One of the things that's very important. We're right next to shifting, managing your hours, know which way you're going, pre-trips. This is just as important. For being an owner op, I would imagine he's been doing this for a while, at least a year. That's just me, because you know what? I had to hold my tongue and said, you know what, man, that it's on you. If you're the type of person, if the receiver says, hey, if you're overweight, go ahead. And for some reason I don't believe that. Go ahead and take off whatever product you need to make weight. Wait, so if this guy was 80,900 over, you see 900 pounds over your gross weight. I cannot say a DOT weigh station would wave you on. But at the same time, his drives and his tandems were overweight. Basically equals 900 pounds overweight on his drives and tandems together. So it makes it 80,900. Sorry, I gotta make sure I do this video before he's done. He's almost done. But it is what it is. It makes me want to ask him the question, are you stupid? Because that's a rookie mistake to drive over 200 miles to get going and never get scaled. I admit I don't always get scaled because normally if I get the bill of lading and if it says basically anything that's under say 35, 36,000 pounds, you normally don't need to get weighed. But if anything that's over 40,000, might as well get weighed because you might get 44. If it says 44,351 pounds, you might as well get weighed because these not all places have scales, so you can come up, get scaled before you leave the premises, and go okay. You get a rough idea where your weights are at. Then you can adjust there and say, okay, I could shine it and still drive, you know, the way I need to be going to this receiver, then go, okay, when I get to civilization or a major truck stop, go get scaled, readjust because not all receipt shippers or that have scales are accurate. They might be off a couple £100 or might be off 1,000. But if it's close, it's close. Because even if your drives go 34, if it's 30, your drives say 34,100 or 334.50, uh, that might slide. There's a good chance you could slide, and and I'm not saying play stupid with the DOT. You can sit there and give them a bill of lading and stuff. And it's like, well, officer, sir, ma'am, you know, this is where I had to pick this up at, and they could check the address, and they could easily do whatever. Where I was at, there wasn't really no scales. I would have had to drive 100 miles out of my way, the other way, to get scaled. So I'm here to get scaled. If I'm over, I'm over. It's on me. Because I should have drove the 100 miles out of my way, right? It's common sense. I just say it's common sense. Because you know what? I'm doing this post, or you can say this, to give the young bucks that are starting out in this business or thinking of starting this business. I say business, no matter if you're going to be an owner op or a company driver, we're in the same business to make money, make that dollar to support our family, or for me anyways, because there's a lot of guys are like me that I talk to are like me that have family back at home that say they need their bills paid, food on the table, clothes on their back, whatever. That's the main reason why we're doing this job. Some guy, oh, I forgot. I might be, there might be a guy out here say, oh, it's a lifestyle. Oh, it's a lifestyle. Technically, it's a job. Tomatoes, tomatoes, it's a job because they pay me for my time. Doesn't matter if I'm the sleeper or not. They're still paying me. Although technically I'm not getting paid, but you know what? They're paying me to drive this truck, to watch this truck, to watch it, do what I need to do to get this in a timely manner. If they give me the time, if they can sit here and well, you got 2,000 miles to go to drive this load, and I want to deliver tomorrow. They're not giving me time. You got to say something. But just going back to this cat scale, you got to protect yourself and protect your CDL. That's a gimme because if you screw yourself on your license, you're screwing yourself out of a job. You don't expect to be driving if you have too many violations. Violations could be tickets, speeding, drinking on the job, bad drug tests, bad weight, accidents. You gotta make sure you're okay with your weights, with your time, because regardless, ELDs or whatever, uh, paper logs. If the DOT will sit here and be a pickle, I can say the other word, what resembles a pickle, be a be a poop hole, he'll find a violation on you. But he'll still look at your logs, see if you're legit, and if your logs are legit, and you play your part right by trying to make his day or his time dealing with you better by talking to him correctly, dealing with the situation better, because none of us don't like being pulled over. None of us have to like being expected, asking the $1 million questions. None of us don't like that. No, really. But you know what? The officer doesn't really like doing that either. Because I talked to a few of them, being friends, okay? Not being friends, being professional, okay? It is what it that's my statement. You try to make it easy and say, hey, even if you keep yours inside your truck the best way clean possible. I know inside of my truck I got a lot of clutter. Been trying to keep it clean, keep it good, throw things around. But hey, you know what? That's my thing. I promise to keep this short, but that's the way it is. That's my advice to the young up and coming drivers, and even to the some of the other drivers that they think they know it all. You got to know front thing, learn how to read the scale ticket. If you don't, if you have a map book, a professional map book, those map books for the carriers will tell you what each weight should be on on your steers, your drives, and your tandems. Even will tell you your tire and your safety books should tell you your depth gauge, your gauge, your tread depth, the whole 9 yards. But hey, I gotta go. This guy's about to come up. But hey, God bless, God loves, and God shows a lot of mercy. Be merciful, be loving, and hey, you know what? Be slow to write. Be slow to show some wrath. All right, God bless. Love you guys. Bye.